Yeah. Whoa. Yeah. I was the one who lived close to the ground, eyes on the dust, not looking around. Carried my shame like a second skin. Thought if he sees me, he'll never let me in. I heard the lies that called me less, wore them daily like a label on my chest. Walk with my head down, shoulders tight, tried to stay small in the back of the night. I didn't think you'd ever call my name, didn't think you'd step into my blame. But in the middle of my lowest day, I felt your hand reach into my clay. You didn't come to count my scars, you came to pull me past the bars. When God lifts you up from the dust and the ground, puts a royal weight where shame was found. He sets a crown where wounds once were, and calls you son and calls you daughter. When God lifts you up into his holy light, every demon loses place and sight. They can't stand where his love burns bright. In the fire of his gaze, they die in the light. Yeah. I used to think I'd stay in the bag, always the last, always the lag. Let others shine while I shrank small, quiet ghost in a crowded hall. But you walked in where I hid my face, didn't flinch at the mess, at the wasted space. You lifted my chin with a steady hand, said look at me, not at where you stand. You wiped off names I never should've worn, the too late, too weak, wrong since born. You took the chains that marked my past, melted them down into gold that lasts. You didn't just save me, then walk away. You dressed my soul in a different way. When God lifts you up from the dust and the ground, puts a royal weight where fear was found. He sets a crown on a trembling head, says walk with me, you are not dead. When God lifts you up into his holy light, every demon loses teeth and bite. They can't stand in a room that bright. In the blaze of his love, they fade from sight. They whispered you're nothing, stay on the floor, but I heard your voice cut through that roar. They said you're ours, you wear our mark, but you stepped in, ignited the dark. Your light is not soft to the things that kill, it burns their altars, breaks their will. What haunted my nights and sat on my chest falls like ash when you say rest. Every lie that said I'm on melts away when you take the throne. Every shadow that called me mine runs from your relentless shine. Now when I walk I still feel scars, but I also feel the touch of stars. I'm not a king in the eyes of man, but I wear your promise in my skin. I'm not immune to another fall, but I know now who hears my call. When I drop low and think I'm through, I see that crown and I turn to you. Ooh, you lift me again when I lose my way. Remind me gently what you say. You're not defined by the darkest night, you're marked forever by my light. When God lifts you up from the dust and the ground, and his quiet glory wraps you around, he sets a crown where the spell once grew, says stand my child, I delight in you. When God lifts you up into his holy light, demons tremble, they lose their right. They can't breathe where his love burns bright. In the ocean of his presence, they vanish in the light. Let him put his hand under your eyes. When he lifts you up, you'll understand. The crown was always in his hand.